helicopter crash that's been reported in Kedarnath. The chopper was of Aryan Aviation. Sketchy details that we're picking up right now, but we're putting out the latest images that we've picked up of this chopper tragedy in Uttarakhand. We're still, in fact, getting in information about exactly what's happened and whether there have been any casualties, but I can tell you right now that Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia has also tweeted, and he said, I'm quoting here, the helicopter crash in Kedarnath is extremely unfortunate. We're in touch with the state government to ascertain the magnitude of the loss and are constantly monitoring the situation. So Scindia has confirmed that this kind of a tragedy has occurred. We don't know yet about whether there have been any casualties, how many people were in that particular chopper. This chopper was part of Aryan Aviation. Now, we don't know if it was, in fact, the information at least we have right now is that this particular chopper was ferrying some pilgrims. How many exactly? Not sure. Ankit Sharma is joining us with more details on this. Ankit, what's the information we're able to pick up? Any update coming in on how many people were on board that chopper?
Well, it's a private aviation company which carries passengers every day and carries out operations from Guptkashi to Kedarnath and carries the passengers every day who are pilgrims who are coming to Kedarnath. So this is a very devastating news coming in right now. The helicopter has crashed in Garud Chatti area, which is 2 kilometers before Kedarnath. And as per the news coming in, we have not received updates from the authorities as how many people are injured or someone has killed. Yet, administration is looking into it, and soon we'll get the details.
We understand that in Kedarnath right now there is inclement weather, so obviously there's going to be a lot of talk that perhaps that was the cause for this crash. But the latest images show, in fact, you see those thick plumes of smoke emerging from a fire after the chopper crashed in that area. From what Ankit is telling us, this is a regular route taken by this chopper. Yes, Ankit? That this particular chopper goes around this area ferrying pilgrims back and forth every day?
Yes, it falls between Guptkashi and Kedarnath helipad area, and it's a valley. So the administration is looking into it. What were the probable reasons why the helicopter got crashed? So right now the rescue operations have started, and soon we'll get the details.
Okay, I'd just like to once again read out what Jyotiraditya Scindia, the Civil Aviation Minister, has said. The helicopter crash in Kedarnath is extremely unfortunate. We're in touch with the state government to ascertain the magnitude of the loss and are constantly monitoring the situation. Ankit, any information coming in on, the make of the chopper, because that could give us details of how many pilgrims could have been on board the helicopter?
Well, it's a private chopper. It's a aviation chopper that most of the private agencies operate, and it can onboard at least 6 people. So I think, as per the reports we are getting, 6 people were on board, excluding the pilots.
Okay, Ankit getting us those details, saying 6 people were on board excluding the pilot. So in all, 7 people on board that chopper. We're keeping our fingers crossed, prayers pouring in right now to hope and pray really that the pilgrims who are on board are doing okay. But looking at the images that are coming in, it is very, very dismal. It looks like, in fact, that crash has happened in the valley below. You can see that fire raging on. Several locals, we understand, have reached the spot. Have rescue officials also gotten there yet, Ankit? Because we understand it's almost in a gorge that this crash has happened.
Yeah, as we know that Kedarnath is at a very high altitude, and the valley is also a deep valley. So the helicopter where the crash has happened is a deep gorge, and it will take time because of the weather, and it's already cold very there because snowfall has been happening. Early snowfall happened this year, so it is going to be a task for the authorities and agencies to carry out the rescue operations.
It is going to be quite a challenge because you can see in those images also how deep the gorge is. Visibility right now is also very, very poor. The rescue teams right now have left for the spot, but no confirmation on whether they've actually reached the chopper crash site just yet. It is going to be hugely challenging, of course, for them to get there. This is a tragedy that's playing out right now in Uttarakhand. A chopper carrying pilgrims. Ankit is telling us that 7 people were on board, including the pilot, and the chopper was making its way, a routine route that it takes from, in fact, Fatah. It was moving and unfortunately has crashed in that valley, possibly due to inclement weather. But we'll await details on that as well. Casualties feared. We're tracking the latest that comes in on this, and the communication that's coming from the government is only that they're tracking right now what's happening very, very closely. As I said, the rescue teams are currently on their way to the spot. So once they reach the site is when we'll be able to get you any update really on the condition, the plight of the pilgrims who were on board that chopper. 7 people in all, including the pilot, who were in that chopper. This is a regular routine route that the pilot takes. So in all likelihood, it was because of the poor visibility, which you see on your screens as well in the images that we've accessed here on India Today from very close to that site. You can also see how deep that gorge is. So for officials to actually reach the site is going to be quite a challenge. Jyotiraditya Scindia has also confirmed that, saying that they're tracking all the updates that come in very, very closely. Now, the administration team has left for the spot. Obviously, right now, there is a fear that there could be casualties, looking at the images that are coming in of the fire that's broken out soon after the chopper crash.